Hi, today we're going to look at how to fit an intercom into a Spada helmet. When fitting an intercom, the process is pretty straightforward, usually follows the same pattern of things to do. Firstly, remove the cheek pads. Now this may vary depending on the actual intercom or the type of helmet, but what we're going to fit today is a Sena 5R Lite, which is a really nice budget entry-level intercom from Sena. And usually with an intercom you'll have the choice of mounting brackets. So there's a clamp which slides in between the helmet shell and the EPS, or there'll be a stick-on mount which you put on the outside of the helmet. So in this case we're going to use the clamp. So having got the cheek pads out of the way, this needs to be fitted to the left side of the helmet. So the left side of course frees up your left hand, and it's not your throttle and brake hand. So that's on there now, and that's pretty secure. So we now have the unit which clips on, and we just line up the arrows here and plug in the headphones and microphone to make sure they're securely pushed in. Now one thing you'll notice is that one wire is short and the other one is long. The short one goes on the same side of the intercom, the left, as the mount. So we'll just peel it out of the way. So there are some recesses inside the helmet. Now fortunately this Spada helmet has got the loop side of the Velcro, and on this side it's the hook side. So this will just sit quite nicely into there. What I'm going to do is push that on the other side of that, and then we can route the microphone towards the front behind the cheek pad. So that will just pop up in front of the rider's mouth there. And the other side, if we flip that one over, that can go in here. So you can push that in there. Now we do have rather an excess of cable here. So what we can do is unclip the liner, and we can just tuck this cable out the way behind there and then reclip. Now I always joke that fitting an intercom is a 2-minute job. Getting the cheek pads in can take you half an hour. So the main issue with getting cheek pads back in is trying to get the wires around where the cheek pads sit. So in this instance I'm just going to tuck these wires into this gap here, and then we will get our cheek pads, and we will try and slide the cheek pads around the wire. We get that into there, and that can then go into here like so, and then we bring the strap through, and then when we've done that we need to line up the cheek pad and re-clip the poppers. So on this helmet there's 2 poppers, so usually there's 2 or 3. So that's those 2 fastened, and then on the other side slide that in. So this may vary depending on the helmet you've got. If you've got a flip front maybe, you might want to be using a different microphone setup, or if it's a full face there may be a button microphone. This one only comes with the boom mic, so we don't really have a choice of microphones with this helmet. I'll push that in there, and then that second popper goes in there, and there we have one installed microphone, headphones and intercom system.